Caden Seamster in there at quarterback, they move the ball quite efficiently, surprisingly efficiently, for having a young guy in there leading the charge. And the running the ball especially has been there all night for Chanute. And so Blue Comets looking like this game is firmly in hand. It'll just be a matter of them coming out from halftime with that same intensity, the same level of execution. Because on some level, these kids have played very well, don't get me wrong, but it looks like they have just come into this game with just a little bit less rust. And as we said, I don't believe Independence team was allowed to even practice because they had so many kids quarantined this past week. So if I remember that right, if that's what I was told, and Chanute had at least had half the team practicing, it would come out on the field. You would see some of that. And also it's worth noting Independence has a very young football team, a lot of juniors and sophomores, and especially at the skill positions. And they're very good, very talented kids. And they're going to have a special team as the years progress. But so far tonight, it has been Chanute's game, Chanute's half. The first half was Chanute's. Your Blue Comets lead 19-7. That is where we are at the half. We're going to take another break. When we come back here on the Labette Health Halftime Show, we'll see what other scores are going on and see what other games are being played tonight across the state. Southeast Kansas. We'll take a look at that next on the Labette Health Halftime Show here on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the IHS dance team, under the direction of Coach Renee Stanley, is excited to perform for your halftime entertainment. Help me now as we welcome your Diamond Dogs to the field. Juniors, Captain and birthday girl, Bryn Birdie. And Aubrey Bynum. Tiara Islam. Lieutenant Sophie Peters, Captain Diane Unruh, Lieutenant J.C. Watts, and Nigel White. Freshman, Natalie Brumley, Kylie Davis, Sophia Heckman, Allie Riker, Drew O'Brien, Jenna Cooper, and Abby Shelton.
Welcome back, Labette Health Halftime Show here on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1 in partnership with the Chanute Tech Classes and their live stream on YouTube and Facebook. They do a wonderful job back here. Lots of these cool graphics that I could never do on a computer. It's almost like you're watching a real, live produced football game, and that's because it is. They're teaching these kids. Caleb Wood is teaching these kids how to produce a real sports broadcast here, and it is fine stuff, I tell you, and they're doing a wonderful job. and I just felt like I should shout them out. Let's take a look at some other scores around the SDK here. At the half, it's Fort Scott leading Labette County 6-0 in a low-scoring game. Let's see, Linden over Anderson County, 34-0 right now. In the first half, that game still is. Uniontown leads Northern Heights 21-0 shortly before the half. It's Olpe just destroying Pleasanton's will to live 49-0. That game is almost at halftime. Parsons, is shutting out Baxter Springs just before the half, 21-0. It's Frontenac over Burlington, 14-6, just before the half. Listen to this score, you guys. Capon Mount Carmel out of Wichita hosting Pittsburgh tonight, and they are destroying Pittsburgh 34-0. That game still in the second quarter. Surprising score right there. Baxter Springs scored right before the half, by the way, to make it 21-7 against Parsons. And Olpe just added another score, too, over Pleasanton. In fact, if you wait a few seconds, Olpe might score again. Apparently, Olpe's pretty good. I couldn't tell you where Olpe is on a map, but they are putting it to Pleasanton tonight. Let's see. Galena leads Caney Valley 12-0 at halftime. It is Frontenac and Burlington 14-12 at halftime. West Franklin over Humboldt 21-0 at halftime. So there's an interesting score as Humboldt lost their first game of the year last week and getting shut out tonight at the half. St. Paul over Altoona Midway 38-0 at halftime. Let's see, other halftime scores include, this one's a final score, Madison over Oxford 53-8. It was a one-sided game right there. Parsons added another touchdown before the half, so they're up 28-7 on Baxter Springs at halftime. And let me update the stream here and see if we have any more scores to share with you. We do, as I'm looking here. It is Mulvane over Field Kindley, 18-14 at halftime. So Coffeyville right in it with Mulvane there at halftime. And it is Humboldt now trailing 27-0, as that's early on in the second half. So there's an update on some area scores. Of course, Iola not playing. They're on their second week of a 2-week quarantine. They had a game with Wellsville 2 weeks ago where one of the kids tested positive for Wellsville for COVID-19 on the Monday after that game, and everyone on the field with him was quarantined. So Iola had to cancel a couple games, and we assume they'll be back in action next week. They're having a fine season, are the Mustangs of Iola, and we don't get to play them this year, which is kind of a bummer. The Iola-Chanute rivalry, although I'm not so sure Iola minds not playing us. They are technically a 3A school now. Chanute a 4A that maybe we have against Pittsburgh, they had against us, but they don't play us this year, although it might have been a good year to play. That might have been a good game. I miss seeing that game. Here it's night halftime. We'll come back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio.
gentlemen, I have an important announcement. Would Michael Ryan of Cherrydale, Kansas, please come up to the announcer's booth? Michael Mitchell Ryan. Michael Mitchell Ryan of Cherrydale, please come to the announcer's booth. Thank you.
Welcome back to Independence. We have one more half of football to get through before I get Taco Bell. Actually, that's not why you came here. You came here to watch football on the live YouTube or Facebook stream with the Chanute High School Tech Department, or you came to listen to it on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. My name is Dave Rembolt. I am your play-by-play and color commentator tonight. And when I'm by myself, there's no one here to keep me in line. And so I'm really hungry, and you're occasionally going to hear about that. Chanute leads at 19-7. They did not win the toss at the beginning. Independence won and deferred, so they'll get the second half kickoff. Tyson Lucas tees the ball up on the 40-yard line. This direction earlier, he kicked it deep. They tend to follow those patterns, so we'll see what happens. With Chanute leading 19-7. Needs something good to happen here early if Independence wants to stay in this game. Lucas runs up on it. Here it comes. It is a deep kick. The ball is going to be received at about the 8-yard line. A pitch back goes awry. He's going to pick up at the goal line. He's going to run it backwards. He's not going to get out. That's a safety. Oh, my goodness. And that was just a horrifying beginning to the second half for the Independence Bulldogs. Really great if you're a Chanute fan. But, man, so the kick came to the center of the field, and they wanted to run that little reverse or fake reverse that they'd run on that return, and that's when you just outthink yourself a little bit. If you're the returner, he just needed to know that that play was not going to work for where he received the ball, and he needed to turn that up the field and just get the yards. And he's hearing about it from head coach of Independence. That would be John Black, as he's letting that returner know about it. Young team, Independence. And so a free kick will be upcoming, and now Chanute's going to get this ball. So 11:53, only 7 seconds off the clock here. And a safety for Chanute makes it 21-7, makes up for those couple missed opportunities on the conversion attempts of those touchdowns. And Chanute's going to get the ball, so about the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Well, not the worst thing, because he got the ball. The worst thing that could have happened is if they don't get that ball back and Chanute falls on it for a touchdown. But a wild beginning to the second half as a missed play on the lateral ends in a safety for Chanute on the kickoff. And now a free kick upcoming for Independence. So they will tee it up. He looks like he's going to tee it up. The nature of the free kick means he could punt it if he wanted to, but apparently they think they can get more distance off the tee. And so he's going to tee it up at the 20, and Chanute's going to get great field position no matter what here, leading 21-7. The kicker for Independence raises his hand, now runs up on the ball. Here is the kick. It's his line drive, deep kick taken at the 24 by Leedy. Leedy's got a lot of room. He runs it up, pinballs off his own guy, off another guy, and across the 45. Ty Leedy's my favorite player. I love watching Ty Leedy. He's knocking over his own blockers. He's knocking over defenders. He's the pinball. 1st and 10 for the Blue Comets on their own 48. I'll tell you what, Ty Leedy is about as enjoyable player to watch as you can get. Undersized, He's listed at 5'9", 147 pounds, but he runs like Christian Okoye. Chanute comes out on 1st and 10. Freshman quarterback Caden Seamster in the game since Kester's injury early on. He's got Donovan beside him. Here comes Almond in motion behind him. Here's the snap, the turn, the handoff to Almond, who's straight up the middle, and he bowls over a defender just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Almond was unable to get any momentum going there before a defender brought him down. 2nd down and 10. Almond's talking to Riker. Seeing if looked like he was going to have room. Then maybe some miscommunication on where he went with the Donovan block, or maybe he expected him to go one way. That happens sometimes. 2nd and 10 from their own 48. Seamster in the shotgun. He's got trips to the near side. Here's the snap. He turns, gives to Donovan again, this time up the middle. 50-45, makes the man miss. 40-35, and tripped up down to the 36-yard line. 31-yard line. So a big gain for Riker on that play. And Donovan, for the most part, every time he's touched the ball has been worth about 20 yards. This time, he gets 21. Seamster will bring in the play for 1st and 10 on the Independence 31. A bunched up formation for Chanute standards. Shotgun, Seamster. He's got Riker Donovan beside him, and an Independence player jumps off sides. That blows the play dead. This is offsides is the call, so 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 5 now from the 26. Four wide receivers, 2 on each side for Chanute. Riker Donovan in the backfield with freshman quarterback Caden Seamster. Man in motion is Atwood. Here's the snap, turn, give to Riker. Riker's wrapped up in the backfield, but he escapes him, bounced off a couple guys and got inside the 20. Riker Donovan running hard, and he is, well, he's slow getting up, but he appears to be fine. 1st down run for Riker. He's going to go off the field. Maybe got something in his eye. These field turf fields, if you don't know, aren't like the old artificial turf fields. They're better, but they have these little rubber granules inside the grass to make it softer. But sometimes when you go down, that stuff gets in your eyes. You see that happen quite a bit. 1st and 10 from the Independence 19. Seamster in the gun. Here's the snap. He's going to keep it, and boy, he tried to throw it late. He tucked it, and he looked like he was going to run with it, and then all of a sudden he just kind of lobbed the ball out there when it looked like maybe he panicked a little bit when he realized he was not going to get yardage on that play. At any rate, it falls incomplete, and that's fortunate for the freshman. You bring in a freshman quarterback who was your 3rd stringer coming into the year. He's talented, clearly, but he will have plays like that. It's going to take him time to learn, just like it does at every level. 2nd down and 10. Seamster with the snap, and now he swings one out right to Garrett Allman, who's wide open to the left 10. 5, touchdown. 19-yard touchdown on the legs of Garrett Allman after that pass. And Chanute widens the lead. That's the 2nd time that Seamster has thrown a pass to Garrett Allman that was relatively short, and Allman did the rest. Now here's the extra point attempt. The placement is down. The kick is up and knuckling to the left. No good. Extra point tries have been difficult, but Chanute leads it 27-7. They're firmly in control. There's 9:33 to go here in the 3rd. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio. Welcome back. Chanute High School in what can only be described as a disastrous beginning to the second half for Independence, as they were to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. A failed trick play on the return ended in a safety for Chanute. Chanute then took the free kick, drove it right down the field, and scored. They now lead 27-7 with 9:33 to go here in the third quarter. Still a long ways to go, but the score is somewhat deceiving as Independence had played pretty decently. They'd made a lot of mistakes, but they were hanging in this game. Here's a pooch kick from Lucas. This ball's going to hit the turf. It's 35. It's up for grabs. Chanute has it. I believe Chanute has that ball. And more inexperience from Independence. Yes, Chanute has it. And this game has turned ugly for the Bulldogs fast, as Chanute, number 33, Jacob Brinkman, the junior wide receiver, hustled down and got on that ball. And boy, you really feel for the Bulldogs right now as their inexperience is showing in a big way here in the beginning of this second half. God bless these kids. Chanute enjoying the fruits of it as they'll take over 1st and 10 on another special teams miscue for the Bulldogs. So ball on the Independence 35, and freshman quarterback Caden Seamster will try to lead his 4th scoring drive of the night. He is in the shotgun with Riker Donovan, 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Here's the snap. Seamster's got it. He's back to pass. They're going to let him throw. Now he steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. 30, he's got room. 25, makes the man miss. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Caden Seamster, the freshman quarterback, a 35-yard scramble. What a night he's having. And Chanute with 2 scores in 17 seconds. This one coming on the feet of Caden Seamster. And they will line up for the extra point. Yeah, the extra points have been an adventure tonight. Holder, number 17, Trey Dillo, sophomore, will try to get this one down. Another, all the extra points, they've had a player running in late. That has to mess up the rhythm. Here is the snap. It is wide, but Dillo got it down, but the kick is off the mark. It got partially blocked, and another problem. But that has been the only problem. 33-7. We'll keep it right here. Still 9 minutes and 16 seconds to go here in the third, as Independence has just fallen apart here in the early stages of the second half. And Chanute, give them credit. They've capitalized and executed. And that's what good teams do. With Chanute, you had to be thinking about it if you're Chanute. The first week, you didn't play well, but you escaped with a miraculous win over a circle team that you expected to beat. And then in week 2, you play a Pittsburgh team that I don't know how much you can learn against when you go against a team like that. You're outmatched. You're going up against a lot more kids on the other sideline, bigger school. They played hard, and that's about all you can take out of that game, because it's hard to measure yourself against a team like that. Then you get 2 weeks of quarantine, and so these kids come out here, and you just don't know where you're at. But they've been confident, they've executed, and they look like a very good football team. So kudos to these coaches and these kids who've come out to play football here tonight for Chanute. And they've looked impressive doing it. 33-7 with 9:16 to go here in the third, as they've blown this game open here at the beginning of the second half. Tyson Lucas got the ball teed up at the 40. This one is another pooch kick. Boy, they had a lot of problems here. Fair catch is called for. The ball's on the ground again, as 2 receivers ran into each other. I believe Independence got on top of that. One of the Independence players is hurt, and he has not. Now he's moving a little bit. 2 Independence receivers ran into each other. That receiver called for the fair catch but it was caught by a different player, or not caught, as it were. So that is a hard place to be when you're looking up at the ball and you have contact with someone while you're running that hard at the ball. You just get your bell rung a little bit, and hopefully that young man will be okay for Independence. He walks off, takes the helmet off. So, Independence offense will take the field 1st and 10 from their own 31 for the first time this half. Easton Ewing in the shotgun. They're running that bunched up pistol. Here's a man in motion behind him. It's an inside give to number 25. He's got big room up the middle. Before the defense can collapse on him, he's got 7 yards. Run on that play by Camden Julian, a freshman. We've said several times, Independence, very young team. Sophomore, freshman, running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers. But the future's bright for Independence. Easton Ewing, when he's gotten to throw the ball tonight, the sophomores looked good. Here he is again, 2nd down and 4. Inside give again to Julian, who's got a 1st down, about a 5-yard gain. Made a couple guys miss. It's a long developing play in that backfield, but they hold him with that inside fake misdirection of sorts. And the guy looping around the back gets the ball. Independence has had some success with that play tonight. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Ewing in the shotgun again. Here it is. He turns, and this time he gives to that initial back. No, it's a play action fake. I'm sorry, perfect pass. Strike caught at the 30. Oh my, that was a beautiful play action fake by Ewing, and then he delivered an absolute strike. Let me tell you something. This kid has got an arm. Wow. Remember his name, Easton Ewing, sophomore quarterback. That was a pro-level throw. My goodness. All the way down to the Chanute 28, and it was perfect. He's in the shotgun here again, the pistol, excuse me. Here's the snap, gives the inside handoff again. The blocking is good, but a good individual effort by a Chanute defender. That looks like number 54, Colton LaCrone. And he has been everywhere tonight on defense. Had a good night, has Colton. And a gain of about 3 on the play. We're counting down to 7:15 here in the 3rd quarter. It's been a lot of action here in the early going of the 2nd half. But Independence, give them credit. Their first offensive possession, real offensive possession after some mighty struggles on special teams, has resulted in a good drive. 2nd and 6 from the Chanute 20. Ewing's got the snap. He's back to pass. He's waggling out to his right. He's looking. Got an out pattern for a receiver. It was there, but through his hands. Incomplete. But another good delivery by Easton Ewing. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Chanute leads at 33-7 with 6:50 to go here in the 3rd. It has been all Chanute all the time, but Independence's offense has strung together a few good drives here and there. Here's Ewing again. He turns, fakes the handoff. It's an option to the right. He shakes off a defender down, fakes a pitch, and he's thrown down by Riker Donovan, who threw him down. Oh my goodness, Riker. That was with extreme prejudice. That'll bring up 4th down. Well, Riker plays with an edge. 4th down and 5, so big play for the Independence offense. They want to come away with some points here. Trailing 33-7 to Chanute. Ewing in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's looking. He delivers one to the sideline. It's caught. It's going to be I think it's going to be enough for the 1st down. It's right at the stick. And they might have to, no, they're not going to have to measure it. Referee on the sideline signals 1st down, so he got just enough on the little out pattern and a good delivery by Easton Ewing. A good catch by the receiver. First down and 10 from the Chanute 13. Under 6 to play here in the third. Here's the snap. The gives on the inside handoff to 25, and he's got room down to the 5, maybe the 4. No, was right the first time. 5-yard line, gain of about 8 yards. Well, Independence with 2 miscues in a row on special teams. And their offense, the best thing the offense could do for them in that situation was just to go on a drive. Give your defense a rest. Get some, get the smallest bit of momentum back, and that is exactly what they're doing. Here's the snap. The give on the inside run to number 6. He has to loop it out way wide, and he runs into some defenders near the goal line. The Chanute defense was stout enough there to get him out of bounds. It looked like he was his momentum was gonna carry him into the end zone, but Chanute's defense walled him up. It is enough for the first down, however. First and goal from the 1, and they're gonna quick snap. Here's the snap, the give to the running back, and he is in. Touchdown, Independence. Number 31, Ian Johnson. That little running back is in